Do you believe in New Year resolutions?
Well, yes, I do. I do.
Yeah, I believe in it. It's nice. It's good to set your goals for the year so that you can know what you'll be able to achieve for the year. So I believe in it, yeah.
To me, there's nothing like New Year resolution. It's just mindset. This what I was doing before. I don't want to do it again. I want to move forwards. This is the way I was before. I don't want to do this again. But there's nothing like New Year resolution.
Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I just let things take its place and let things take its course. So other times I don't. Other times I do.
What I just believe it just depends on how the mindset you have. We believe that maybe the year that we had, everything's going to be better. Think, and then you work towards that. So surely be.
When we were in school, maybe at the end of the year, 31st, I will not do this again from next year. You set up maybe 20 things. At the end, by second day of the new year, you find yourself doing it.
I don't believe it.
Well, of course I do.
What are your New Year resolutions for this year?
Yoruba say Olagbara. This question Olagbara.
Okay, to be able to like take a trip out of Nigeria for the year. That is a yearly goal.
So where is your dream country you're going to?
South Africa for the now.
Are you sure with all this xenophobia? Are you sure?
I'm sure, yes, I am.
At every beginning of every year, I always set out goals to achieve, but I try as much as possible to achieve them. But it's not all the times that everything works to place, so we just try to work hard and push towards our goals every year. So it's not like I really have a resolution or something like that.
My New Year resolutions is like maybe trying to lose weight, because I've been trying to lose weight since 2019. So I would want to do that, and also I want to finish the novel I've been writing for like a year plus. So that's my New Year resolution: write my novel and lose weight. Connecting more, networking more with people in my niche, like that. So my personal goals, like I told you, was those two other ones. I actually wrote them down. I wrote them and I used them as my wallpaper. So I would not forget. So definitely I plan on achieving them at the end of this year.
For everything, you have to put God first, because without God, so there's nothing you can do. My vision for this 2020 is put impact on people first. Because if you put your impact on other people at the same time, so then you yourself, you are helping yourself at the same time. The way our country is generally, if everyone is trying to, okay, today, who am I going to help? So once you have the time that, okay, I want to help this person so that it can also stand, and then each individual do that. So very soon, I think the way things are generally now, it won't be like that.
As I am now, I'm a married woman. I have a baby boy. Although when I started, I have a hairdressing work. So my husband said he don't want hairdressing something. I went for learning a work, learning a tailoring job. So I believe before this year runs out, I will learn my tailoring job finished. Then after then, I know the next step. I have my machine down. I have everything I want to use. And so before this year runs out, I believe by God's grace, I have my shop and my machine and my work. And I pray God just put His own blessing there.
Yeah, I have plans for this year. At least I think it's a better thing to make this year a better year for me than last year. In terms of the feeding, is one of it. Yes, not to eat all you have. When you eat, you reserve some to plan ahead, because he who fails to plan plans to fail. You understand? So in the areas of also my career, I've planned towards it. I want to establish it, set it up, because that is the only means for me to grow. You understand? So I have plans for my life this year, just to build my career. Yeah.
Well, I think this year I will, because most of the time I'm always busy. And I think because of that, I actually don't have time for God. So I think this year, instead of making money even on a Saturday, on a Sunday, I think I will leave that day for God. So this year, I think I will have much time for God this year, and I will leave the rest to God, for God to take over.
What are your plans for daddy this year?
My plans for him is to always be there for him in everything. When he's going up, I'm there. When he's going down, I'm there. That's my plans for him this year. To be supportive, above all submissive.
So what are your plans for your children this year?
Wow, another enormous one. My plan for them to try my best to make them good children, obedient, to be the best mothers as much as I can to them, and to give them anything. Like this place we came to today, we came all the way from Egondo, but because he mentioned he wants to be here, see me, here I am. So to try my best to make them happy. Like just it. So as long as God keep blessing us with good health, keep blessing our daddy, financially and otherwise, mine is to manage it well and then to make them happy. That's why we're here.
What major mistake did you make in 2019 that you would like to prevent this year?
The mistake I made was that it was not 2019, although it was 2018 to 2019. That was when I got pregnant. Okay. Because I got pregnant after my height. Okay. So the mistake I made was getting pregnant after my height. So I just have to rush into marriage, which I'm still planning that after my learning of job and everything, I'll still go back for my PT, then I can continue with my education.
Setting a new goals for 2019 that I didn't complete my 2018 goals. So I would say to prevent that mistake, you should be able to fulfill your 2019 goals before you start a new year resolution for that. That is it.
Yeah, there's some mistakes. There are lots of mistakes I would like to avoid. Always staying on one point for a long time, like in terms of like arguments, not really moving forward and holding the important things dear to me. Like instead of staying in the moment, let's just do things and enjoy this moment, because in the next moment you don't know what will happen. You don't know if you're even still going to be alive. So just enjoy the moment and let things take its course.
Being naive. Yes, I was kind of naive last year. So this year I believe I should be more matured. Yeah, so maybe trusting people less. Yes, and trying to be better in everything, personally and also spiritually. So yes.
I rely so much on what a man can do for me, realizing that there's nothing. When you depend so much on humanity, you discover that you are bound to make mistakes. So don't rely on man, because when you anchor all your hope on man, at the end of it all, you might be disappointed, because the same person you are relying on might be relying on somebody, and that thing you're expecting from him maybe at the 11th hour, you might be disappointed. So the best person you can rely on is God, and because he can never disappoint you.
The major mistake there is I do that, there's one saying that a man who fails to plan to fail. And then majorly time, because I could remember one of my clients said something. He said something that I admire most is time, that he didn't joke with time. If you have an appointment with someone, even though it's past a minute, so because he has a lot of time ahead of him, so he can't be able to attend to that person. So the way I spend my time the other year, so I want to work towards that. I can be able to minimize the way I spend my time so that I can do better things ahead.
Trusting people, I trusted a lot of people. I helped them out, and when I had a little issue, they messed me up. It won't repeat itself. That's it. And whatever I plan to do, I don't want to shift it. I want to go for it. Instead of, I want to do this today, and I'm like, let me wait till tomorrow. It's not going to happen 2020. Once I set my goal, I'm working towards it. So many doors will open. I'm very sure of it. I can feel it. So a lot of good happenings. This 2020 is my year. I'm very sure of it.